Hey guys, Shadow here, and in this video I will walk you through my solo fight against Nayzaga. I will advise you on what gear to use for the fight to make it easier for you, talk about his abilities and how to deal with them, as well as share my personal thoughts on the encounter. Please remember to thumbs up this video if you liked it, found it useful, or you have learned something from it. Comment on it if you have something to say or give out criticism towards me, share it as you see fit, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitch for more Dauntless content. Well everyone, welcome to tier 4 in Dauntless and the first behemoth that you face off here, Nayzaga. To everyone who has gotten up to here entirely solo, then congratulations, you are halfway through what Dauntless has to offer for you at this moment. I hope that you have as much fun as you did up to this point, because things are starting to get a lot tougher from now on. Nayzaga is a shock behemoth who has similar movements and abilities to an extent with Cool Shot. Looking at the two, you should notice that they are both based around the same model, which will help you in dealing with Nayzaga more easily. Nayzaga is, as you have guessed, resistant to shock and weak to frost, so the best weapons to use against him are scrap ones, because they will deal the most amount of damage to Nayzaga, and also the frost debuff is quite handy in this fight. Unfortunately, when I was doing this video I did not have my scrap sword upgraded to +3, so I used my sharp one instead. But this also showcases that you can do the fight with any other weapon, the only difference being in the time it's going to take you. The armor I used for the fight is a fully upgraded Drask armor, which is obvious, and as I mentioned in my solo Drask video, you should get that armor and upgrade it to +3 before heading to Nayzaga, since it will make a huge difference in the fight. The lantern I used is a strike one for bonus movement speed and attack speed. Ability wise, Nayzaga has not had any changes for the new patch. If you have played up until now, there is nothing new to expect from him. The developers also fixed his big pylons, now they are no longer bugged and you can destroy them and stun Nayzaga. For new players, as I mentioned earlier, Nayzaga shares a model with Cool Shot. The following abilities which Nayzaga does are identical to Cool Shot, although they have a slightly less amount of range. The first ability is a frontal claw swipe, which can easily be predicted since he will raise the arm with which he will swing. Just roll in the direction of the arm or try to stand to the side of the opposite arm or behind him. The second ability, which is the same, is the back swipe, which again is predictable by following which arm he raises. In this situation, just try to keep in front of Nayzaga and roll in the opposite direction of the arm he is raising. Be careful if you're standing behind him when he does this, since he hits for almost a full 180 degrees radius from his arm back to his tail. The third identical ability is his swipe. The best way to evade it is to roll towards his tail and out of his range. The second best solution is to roll into him, and the final one is to just sprint out of the slide range. The fourth ability is his tail swipe. As with the slide, try to roll inside of him to evade it fast and easy. The other option is to stand next to his head and roll opposite of the direction he will swipe. His fifth ability is Body Slam. This ability is similar to Hylian's Body Slam, as well as Cool Shot's Spike Shot. He simply jumps and slams his body on one of his sides. Evade by rolling into him so that you can deal damage while he gets back up. His sixth and final ability, which is similar to Cool Shot, is a swam with his hand. Just stick next to his legs or tail when he does this and you're as good as safe. Now, excluding those 6 abilities, Nayzaga has a long flight, which he usually does at the beginning of the fight. He does this twice in a row for a long duration, and he can follow a player's trajectory, so try to evade it at the last moment rather than early, since he can track you. He also has 2 pylon abilities. The first one, he will shoot spikes from his back and create 4 small pylons on the ground, each containing 2 spikes. Each 10 to 12 seconds, the pylons will shoot an electrical ball at the player or players. When doing him solo, all the balls will shoot towards you, so the best strategy is to wait for them to travel a bit of distance and then evade them with one single roll at the last moment. Also, you can position Nayzaga in such a way that all the balls hit him and disappear. You can choose to ignore the pylons or destroy them. They are not that tough and take one full combo from a left click sword to go down. Nayzaga also deals damage to them with his attacks, so you can position him near ones and use him to destroy them. The second type of pylons is a single big one. Before he creates this one, he will grow his spikes and send out a shock of electricity. When you see him sending out a longer streak of spikes, move away from Nayzaga. Since the moment the big pylon lands, he will receive a shock, which will deal damage to all nearby players, similar to going in enrage mode. After a couple of seconds, he will send back the electricity to the pylon and again deal the same amount of damage. When the pylon gets charged, it will send a large ball of electricity towards each player. You can hit it back towards the pylon and it will disable the pylon's shield. Do not try to hit the pylon while its shield is up or walk near it, since it will send you down and damage you. After the shield is down, just nuke the big pylon. When you destroy it, Nayzaga will get part of his spikes destroyed and he will become staggered for a good period of time. That is the best time to use all of your damage consumables or lanterns and deal the most damage you can to him. Destroying the big pylons a couple of times will destroy enough spikes on his back and disable him from creating any more small pylons, so it's a good idea to always take the big pylons down. You can tell which spikes are destroyed by their color. Yellow ones are still healthy ones, while the grey ones are destroyed and they will also not grow large when he enters Ether mode. Now, Nayzaga's Ether mode is activated when he creates the big pylon and his spikes have grown, but he can also enrage during that time. Except destroying big pylons, there's no other way to disable any of his other abilities. This is everything regarding his abilities. As you can see, there is a lot more complexity to this fight than the previous ones, but with patience, practice and safe attacks, you will deal with Nayzaga pretty fast. Until you get the hang of him, don't try to go for a fast kill, but for a certain one. When you nuke him down once and craft his armor or part of it, the fight will become a lot easier and it will take you no more than 10 to 12 minutes to kill him. Now, the helmet and boots from Nayzaga give you medic stat point, while the chest and gloves give you etheric attunement. The medic stat increases the amount of healing you do when you're reviving an ally by 10% per point. The etheric attunement increases the lantern charge by 10% per point. For now, I have not unlocked a Nayzaga lantern and I presume there's not one, but I still have not reached the heroic versions of the Behemoths nor unlocked everything with the reputation system. If there is one, I will mention it in my upcoming weapons and armor video. Speaking of weapons, the weapons from Nayzaga are amazing. Firstly, they do shock, which is by far the best type of elemental damage for me currently, since it can send the Behemoths into a staggered state and lets you damage them safely. Secondly, all the Nayzaga weapons either heal you or give you lifesteal. The sword, chain blades and warpike give you a 5% lifesteal against wounded parts, while the hammer heals you for 300 HP whenever a Behemoth is staggered, and the axe heals you for 200 HP on a perfectly charged vertical attack. This is totally amazing, since now you have something before Shroud weapons which gives you a good amount of healing during the fights. But, as with Shroud weapons, do not forget to rely on your skills and evading attacks rather than leaving everything for out-healing yourself with the weapons. Compared to the other Behemoths of tier 4, Nayzaga can very easily be killed with all 6 parts of his body destroyed. You can destroy his head, tail, both of his hands and both of his legs. All of his parts will drop Nayzaga Heighten. His head has a chance to drop Shock Tooth and a rare chance to drop a Sparking Spine. His legs have a chance to drop Spark Claw Splinter and a rare chance to drop a Spark Claw Chunk. His tail has a chance to drop a Spark Spine and a rare chance to drop an Electric Tail Spike. Now, what you craft after you first kill him depends on your drops and your playstyle. If you wish to have an easier time against Pangar, who is up next, I'd suggest crafting the weapons first if you go immediately for him. If you're going to take your time and farm Nayzaga a bit, then craft the armor at base level at least, so that you can down him faster afterwards. Nayzaga's armor will not help you in any way against Pangar, since it reduces frost resistance and increases shock resistance. This is everything regarding Nayzaga and his encounter. I hope that everyone has an easy and fast battle with him, and I also hope you enjoy the rest of my fight against him. Please remember to thumbs up this video if you have liked it, found it useful or it helped you in some way. Comment on it if you have something to say or give out any criticism towards me. Share it as you see fit. And finally, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitch for more Dauntless content.